Optimistic Podcast. I am your host, Rachel Anita, aka Anita. You can call me Anita anytime, anywhere, baby. As you know, this is also the Learning and Unlearning show with Anita, where we get to learn and unlearn. So, today I want to talk about something very interesting and what's really I felt like talking about today anyway. It's my show. I get to pick the topics. So today I want to talk about Adulting 101. Well, if you're anyone in this country who is above 18 years, guys, you're an adult. Kama umeshashika your ID yako sahi, just know what I'm preparing for, what I'm preparing you for. It's going to happen, and these are the things that shooketh my soul. And I wished someone would have told me these things when I was younger, so that I was more prepped for this life. But here we are. So I find myself more often than not yearning for the simpler times where my greatest stress in life was homework. You know, what is 1 plus 1? What is 2 times 7? Those were the days. Learning that math table behind the exercise book, like, if only I knew. I would be using that math to calculate my change with the conduct. I would have paid more attention, but yeah, guys, those were the simpler times. You know, for some reason, life just catapulted and threw us like 10 years ahead. And we are here trying to figure out life, trying to figure out who we are, our identity, who we are to other people, and what we mean to the society. And for me, the shocking part, that shocks me every time, is that you are just left unsupervised. Guys, like right after campus, you're like, you know, you're good to go. You can face the world, you can make decisions. Who told you I can make proper decisions of my own? I can't. I don't know, guys, if you guys relate. Like, sometimes I sit down and I'm like, should I call my mom? Because I don't know what I'm having for supper. Mom, you know, like, I don't know. And I'm actually a married woman, so it's I know, isn't it just quite funny how at some point we're expected to have figured out things, and that life is just running, and like you're a full adult, and your whole life, literally, like your whole life is in charge of it. And probably if you have other dependents, if you had kids, they're depending on you to know what supper is. So yeah, we have to, anyway, the concept of survival for the fittest becomes something that kicks us in the butt. This is something we yes, I know, we know this from a younger age. The best players get to be picked to be on the team. Your CV right now, you have to pump it up. You have to be the best in every team you're on, because without that, how do you get to survive this adulthood? You don't get the perks that comes with being number one. And you know, the greatest loser is always number 2. So we can't afford to be number 2. You have to be number 1 every time. At work, in your family, in your relationship, in your friend. It's a lot to maintain for anyone. So I totally understand. And I always ask myself, at what point does anyone have it figured out? So is it at 18? When you become an adult, then you want to bam. Okay, that's another one of my favorite songs. And you're like, I've got this idea, you know, now I can conquer the world. Which world are you conquering? Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be optimistic. Yes, you have to be optimistic, but there are things you also have to be aware of as you move on in life. So again, is it at 30? They say freedom, you know, comes at 30. When you reach 30, like, you don't give a shit about who or what. You're living your best life. You're there, you know, facing the world, you know. And I'm like, is that the time you get to truly be free and understand what adulthood is? Because I've seen some 35-year-olds acting like 17-year-olds, and I'm like, maybe. Okay, do you, boo? Do what makes you happy. Is it at 21? For some people, that's when you get your first sip of beer. We all know Kenyans, some of you. Anyway, we all know. I don't know if it's that at 21, where you go, you sip your first sip of beer, and you're like, heck, I love this stuff. And you know what? When life kicks me in the butt, guess what will be that to my ass? Alcohol. Or is it at 75, where most of us, okay, not most of us, most of the generation, you know, life expectancy is at 70, this guy is there. So I don't know if it's near death, but I will be like, you know what? I've figured out this shit. I can finally do it. So it's quite shocking. It's quite interesting what adulthood means. And for me, it's not even an age, something that has to do with age, because how people think, how people mature, people evolve is a combination of so many experiences and so many, okay, mostly experiences that someone has gone through that shapes who they are. And since everyone goes through a different experience, cannot really mark an age where like the brain has decided to finally fully develop and become an adult. So anyway, here are some things that I found quite shocking when I grew up. I'm still growing, guys. Like I said, learning and unlearning with Rachel Anita. So one of the things that I think as an adult you learn is learning how to actually breathe. I know this is a weird one, but how to control your breathing can really give you different satisfactions and results in different circumstances. Let's say, for instance, you're at work, then your boss says something nasty to you. If you just take 10 seconds to just breathe and calm down and realize your space in that person's life, you will calm down and you'll not react so fast and sad things. Also, breathing helps you with your mental health. Deep breaths in and out, sometimes when you're panicking, when you're anxious, really helps you. I know this is such a maybe basic thing to say, but imagine if right now I just did. Breathe with me, guys. You get a calmer effect. You get to feel better, and like half the burden of being an adult clearly just goes away. The other thing that I'm learning as an adult is how to maintain relationships, not only romantic but also platonic friendships, relationships with family. I think the older you grow, the more you realize what you want in life. The older you grow, the less you're willing to risk. Okay, the less you're willing to waste your time with someone. Let's say like dating. If you're an 18-year-old, you have your whole life in front of you. Go out there, make all the mistakes you can, and do all the stuff. But you can't afford the same when you're 40 and you're like, you know what, I've had it all. I just want to settle. I just want to calm down. I just want to maybe have kids or whatever. Yes, I believe life starts at 40, so don't judge me. So, you know, friendships evolve. Friendships evolve. I want to call my village people, but friendships evolve. You find yourself, if you like at 18 you had like 20 friends, hey, guess where you are at 30 with like 2 or 3 people if you're lucky, who you can count on, who can show up whenever you need them and be there to help you 100%. So the older you grow, the more you realize you don't even have to put up with shit, like with people who you don't have to. For instance, like your family, if they say yes, blood is thicker than water, but some blood, if you dilute it, it's just worse than water. So yes, you can't be in forced relationship. You can't be in relationship that don't work simply because you want to be there. You can't afford that when you're older. Your time between work, between dealing with you who and what, you want deeper, meaningful friendships and relationship. Even with your partner, you realize that your graph, they say your dating graph is your mental illness graph. I'm sorry guys, okay, but again, the kind of person you would have dated at 18 probably is not the same kind of person you would have dated or you will be dating at 30. The older we grow, the more our tastes, you know, like I say, I'm not the same person I was 5 minutes ago. I'm not the same person I was starting this podcast. So we are evolving and we are growing, and the more, when you know better, you do better. So you cannot be constantly fixated on someone or something that does not work for you anymore. You have to move on. That is adulting, and no one will tell you. You have to tell yourself, pinch yourself and tell yourself, hey Anita, this is not working. So yes, again, another thing, other relationship is the romantic roller coasters. Where single people can we do the breathing again? Single people, how are you? Whenever I talk to my age mates who are single, like anyone above 25 who's single, they're like, I am done, I am tired. Nairobi is one big bedroom. Sorry guys, I'm sorry for laughing. I know it's like a war zone out there, and it's okay. So at some age, again, when you're an adult, at some age you want a partner, at some age you're enjoying a singlehood, at some age probably, and again, romantic relationships are not for everyone, although I genuinely believe being loved and loving is one of the greatest gifts in life. But again, some people really like their space and they don't like sharing it with anyone, and it's okay. Adulting teaches you that you don't have to be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. That's one of the saddest truths. Once you realize you're enough by yourself, on your own, that's when more often than not even true love finds you, because no one wants someone who's not even happy with themselves to be with them. Okay, so again, romantic drama roller coasters. At 18 you are there fighting fighting over chapati pans with your second year boyfriend. At 25 you're there at a club fighting again with a man. At 30 you have back problems, you cannot even afford to start fighting. Ladies, you get it, you cannot afford to go start fighting for someone. If someone loves you, if someone intends to be with you, especially when a man loves a woman, it's very clear, like day and night. You don't even have to force anything again. Okay, another thing is getting to understand our purpose and our whys. Like I said, again, different age groups have different maybe intentions and purposes just to what they want to do in their lives. But adulting, the older you grow, the more you're like, you know, I did this degree in I did my degree in entomology and parasitology. Guys, don't even ask. Don't even. I don't have the energy. I don't have the power again. Anyway, so what you do, then you realize at some point, this does not work for me. What will work for me? What will make me happy? So the older you grow, the more you're actually drawn into your passions and into what works for you. The more you're like, you get more ignited by passion. You're not just doing for the sake. Of course, my friends, you have to work for money. And before, I always say this to young people. Okay, young people, I mean 18 to maybe 23. I know they ignite the fire. You have like the phoenix rising from the ashes that that you want to pursue, and it's okay, it's fine. But unfortunately, in life, we all don't get equal chances and we all don't get equal opportunities. So when you get an opportunity, please grab it. And I always say, if you don't know how to do something, take that opportunity and learn how to do it. No one will come teaching you something. Like, the initiative has to come from you. So this is why I really like the Gen Z and Alpha generation. You guys are like, this ain't working for me. I ain't gonna stay here. And I really respect that. And I wish us millennials would learn more from this generation. So I applaud you guys as the true trailblazers. You know those people are coming for me right now. So we go from simply making a living to actually doing what we love. Again, like I said, if you get an opportunity and you don't know how to do it, learn how to do it and make that money, because you cannot run your passions. You cannot, even, let's say even this podcast, I need a laptop, I need some lighting, I need some what. You can't do it without money. My friend, do not go out there saying, me, I can't do this job. Like, do that job. Allah, who will pay your bills, and you are here, you're an adult. You have to learn how to do it by yourself. It is sad, guys. Sad and funny at the same time. So take that job and learn. Like everything, even if it's not in your path or whatever, this is what you have now. Remember Pastor Rachel again. Remember that woman who was asked, what do you have? And she said, I only have how many? Oil. Hey, that widow who had oil and something. And God multiplied what that person had. Even with the fish and loaves, God multiplies what you have. So you cannot sit there on your talents and sit there on like your gifts because you're like, no, this doesn't work, I can't do it. God will find you at your point of need. Thank you. So yes, another point is, what I was learning is taking good care of our health becomes a priority. Hey. Guys over 30, how are your backaches? Millennials, over 25, headache inakupata tu from nowhere. You're just there, you're just chilling, and then you're like, what was that? You even have new pains every day. Depending on your job, maybe you're sitting at your office like, my backache, I need a new pillow. So we can't really take anything for granted. Again, one thing I always say is, you're one health bill away from poverty. And I'm not joking, guys. You're literally one health bill away from poverty. You can as a tuamka, you maybe fall on your back, one thing leads to another. They're like, oh, you need this surgery, oh, you need a prosthetic. Learn to love yourself, and no one will tell you this. Your body is your greatest asset. Your body is your greatest value. It's the biggest thing God could have given you. Your eyes are seeing, your nose is smelling, your mouth is talking, your ears are hearing, your hands can feel and touch. Don't take that for granted, guys. So like, if you're in Kenya, if you're above 21 years old, I will urge you to get NHIF. It really comes in a very huge way. It's just 500 bob per month. I know I'm using the just lightly here, but I'm not taking it lightly. That 500 bob, guys, kuna vitu hatupangie kwa hii dunia. No one plans for bad things, but if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Class, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you put maybe I should become a rapper. So yes, the older you get, the more you realize you have to exercise. It just sitting down does not cut it anymore. You do not have the same bandwidth of the 18-year-old you who used to go out club and you'll be fine the next. You can't afford that. You have to exercise in whatever shape and form that comes for you. You have to sleep 8 hours. I know that people will be like, oh, Anita, where am I going to get 8 hours? You know what? Even me, I was like that. I used to sleep 3-4 hours a day. But guess what? Right now, it doesn't matter. I get my 8 hours of sleep. Whether you get me or you get me, we shall be seen. And when your body rests, it performs better. Try it. Just try it tonight. Just sleep 8 hours. The next morning, what you'll be doing, after what Alishanga's, you'll be like, hey, Allah, come back and do this thing. Yes, you can. So, sleep well, eat well. You cannot be eating junk day in, day out, and you forget there's, ata kama you're the thinnest person on the world, there's cholesterol, there's anga what. Drink water. Yes, you who's looking at me right now, drink your water. Even me myself, I think I should go drink water. But you drink water, exercise, sleep well. These are some of the things you learn as you grow up, because no one is going to check up on you and ask you, hello, did you drink water today? If you don't drink water, your skin will show. Your pee will be yellow than... Anyway, it's okay. The other thing is learning and unlearning again. AKA welcome to the Let's Face It podcast, AKA learning and learning with Rachel Anita. So, there comes a time where things that used to work for you before do not just work for you anymore. They just don't. Like I said, who you are at 18 is not the same person you are at 22 or at 25 or at 27 or at 30. So, if something used to work for you at 18 does not mean you stick by it left and right like you were born there. Okay, maybe, but you get what I mean. We grow every day. When you know better, you do better. So you have to start defining who you are unapologetically and accepting to let go of traits that are toxic and do not work for you anymore. The older you grow, the more you realize you need more people in your circle. Okay, less people in your circle. You cannot just keep ignoring until you used to, oh, when I was 18, I would take like 8 bottles of beer and I'll be fine. Calm down. Who are you taking those things? Do you think your liver is the same? So calm down. Learn to unlearn and learn to let go of things. Sorry guys, my breathing wet today. So break old toxic habits and move on. No one is going to tell you, and no one is going to come for it for you. You have to do it by yourself on your own. Okay, the other thing I learned was management. Hey, this one, if you do not character develop yourself, you will be character developed. Asiyefunzwa na mama yafunzwa na ulimwengu, na alas tunafunzwa huku nje kwa mangumi na mateke, my friend. Tunafunzwa. This is for everything, from time management. I know Kenyans who are very poor with time. But the older you grow, the more you realize, and the more you're experienced, the more you realize wasting people's time. Imagine no one takes it lightly. Personally, I don't like it. If it was 7 p.m., please let it be 7 p.m. Okay, unless it's with my girlfriends. 7 p.m. maybe probably means 9 p.m. But because of that, those are a different set of people. But you get what I mean. Time management, managing your finances. No one is coming to tell you, oh, you made 10k today, save this amount, maybe type this amount per Rachel, you have to type this amount, send this amount again, yeah, black tax, pay your black tax, pay this. No one is coming to tell you, to remind you to even file your returns. And these are some of the harsh things you have to learn. Managing your emotions. You cannot just be like everything happens, you have to respond to it, you have to react to it immediately. You can't afford that. As an adult, you can't. It will cost you so many relationships, so much. Easy Vito, like, right now you have a whole calendar. If you're above 25 you have to have a whole calendar, because you have to know, hey, Tuesday at 10 a.m. I am here, Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'm doing this. That's just adulting. You have to learn how to manage your calendar. You have to learn that there's so much to do in so little time. You can't just do whatever you want at your own time by day. Okay, yes, you're your own boss, but you're not your own boss again. We are a result of all the measures and everything that's around us. So we cannot assume those forces that are around us and just go and just do our own thing. Yes, you can. Again, yes, you can. But you have to learn the consequences of not doing the right thing. This reminds me of my high school kind of motto. I used to say, discipline is doing the right thing at the right time, at the right place, and at all times. So God help us. God should help you. Let God help you. Even deciding what to eat, like I said, me sometimes I just have to call my mom, because hey, this life no balance. But the one thing I honestly love and I adore and I am so grateful for in adulting is that I love the audacity it brings to the table. The older I get, the more guts I've got. Like I said, if this is not working for me, I don't have to stay there. If, like, every day is a new day, every day is a chance to grow, every day is a chance to say, Anita, I can do better, I can do this. So I am growing, I am evolving, and I am happy for the gift that I am. Whichever version this is, but this is an opportune moment to be me. And I don't have to hold who I am against anyone's metric. I am happy. And whatever mess I have made, I am able to clean that up, and I'm able to accept my mistakes, and I'm able to look at them and grow from them. And that is the best thing about adulting. So I am me, proudly me, and I hope you are you. You're also proudly you. So tell me in the comment section, what has adulting done to you? What has adulting done to you? So thank you guys for listening. Kama kawaida, comment, subscribe. What else? You can follow me at Let's Face It Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, and comment. Let me know if you're in the same boat and if you've learned a thing or two from this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I am your host, Rachel Anita, and till next time, toodles!